Hey friends, it's me, T, and for today's video, I'm going to make three ingredient cookies, if that makes sense. 3 types, 3 ingredients. You know what I mean. If you've watched my cooking videos before, you know that, well, I'm not really the greatest cook and nor am I good at baking. I don't even know how people come up with recipes. I just kind of try to follow them, but actually haven't learned my lesson that you're supposed to follow things exactly, and I never ever do. Nor do I really care. I kind of like experimenting, I guess. And hopefully they're like at least edible and people will appreciate my effort. As you also know, if you've watched videos in the past, I like things easy, simple, and cheap. So I already had all of these ingredients. Some of them are not exact. I'm gonna try it anyway and see if it turns out. And yeah, let's get started. So I already have the oven preheating on 350 degrees because conveniently all 3 recipes call for that. And I also have my dates soaking in some warm water. They look disgusting, to be completely honest, because that's what one of the recipes calls for. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the one that I think is gonna taste the best and is the hardest to mess up, because why not start out strong? Ugh, sorry guys, I just ate dinner and I'm a little gassy. I tried to think of like a girly way to say gassy and nothing came to mind because I'm really not ladylike, so sorry for the burps. Okay, first one is Easy Grain-Free Peanut Butter Cookies by lunchboxbunch.com. Okay. So I need 10 to 12 natural dates, pitted and soaked for 20 minutes. Now I don't have 10 to 12, I only have 5. So I'm gonna half this recipe because I'm a genius and really good at math. I also need a 1/3 cup of salted peanut butter. I don't know if all peanut butter is salted, but I have peanut butter. And then coconut flour, which they DIY'd with coconut flakes. However, I don't have that, so I'm gonna use oat flour because I have no other type of flour and I'm not about to go buy some. So we're gonna see how this baby works out. And those are the only 3 ingredients you need. I need 1 cup of flour. So I'm just gonna take regular oats, measure out a cup. I literally just bought this like 2 weeks ago. That's how much oatmeal I freaking need. Giant container. And, oh my gosh, special moment, guys. I haven't used my beautiful food processor yet. If you watched also my Thanksgiving video, I tried to use one that my dad passed down to me. And long story short, it was a piece of shit and didn't blend up my dates. So I'm hoping that maybe this one will. If not, I'm gonna be extremely upset because I bought this baby with my own money. I think you just put it in there. We're gonna make the oat flour, which I usually do in like a mini blender, like a smoothie blender. 1 cup is not a lot, but I don't know, let's try this new thing. I can't even freaking find out how to put the lid on. Got it, okay. I'm nervous, I don't know why. Oh! That's real powerful. Looks normal to me. Okay, now I need to like remove this because I need this for the dates. So maybe I should have made the flour in the smoothie thing. Whatever. Let's go back to this scary fricker. Wait, I already forgot to be a genius. I'm supposed to use 1/2 cup because I'm having the recipe. Shoot. Oh, maybe I'll remember to measure that out. Okay. Now I'm just gonna blend these 5 dates. I should have went and got more. Dang it. Oh well. Wow, this sucker is literally cray. Then I just take this mixture, which is like nothing. Like literally 5 dates turned into this little tiny bit. Oh well, these are gonna be a small batch for the first batch. Good thing I make in 3 types, I guess. Then 1/3 cup of peanut butter. Well, actually 1/2. So I'm just gonna fill this up halfway, I guess, because, well, I don't know how else to measure that out. Mom, I licked my finger, but I'm gonna clean it. But only since these are for other people, not just me. Now that my finger's clean, I'm going to mix the peanut butter and date paste, I think they call it, together. Wow, that looks actually so yummy. I feel like that would be good on like freaking toast. Dates are low-key delicious and so sweet. Actually, high-key. Everybody knows that shit. So I measured out 1/2 cup of the oat flour. And I'm gonna pour that in with it and mix her up. Okay, since this looks really dry to me and the flour is like not quite mixing in as well, it says you can also add a little bit of water. So I'm just gonna go with 1 tablespoon at first and see if I need to add more after. Okay, it looks much better now. As you can see, it really didn't make a lot. This could be like 3 cookies. It looks kind of like a granola bar mix or like a breakfast cookie. I don't know, I'm not mad. I'm going to form these into balls and put them on a tray. So we stuck that in. I need to check that at 7:18 because it says 9 to 12 minutes, so I'm checking at 10. All right, let's move on to the next recipe. While that one is a cookin', this one is like a sugar cookie kind of, it looks like. I'll show it to you. Like, that kind of looks like a sugar cookie. So the ingredients here is almond flour, baking powder, and maple syrup, and optional vanilla again. So obviously, again, I don't have freaking almond flour, so I need to make oat flour. It's like literally specifically says you need almond flour, so we're gonna either prove them wrong or prove them right. Also says that you need dark maple syrup, and I have sugar-free, which is like as watery as it gets. But I don't know, we're just gonna roll with it. I feel like you can't go wrong with like sweet dough. So I need 2 cups of flour. Okay, so I just made the flour, and then I'm supposed to add the baking powder, which is half a teaspoon. Stir these together. Then I'm gonna need a 1/3 cup of the maple syrup, which still has peanut butter all over it, but whatever. And then it says switch to a wooden spoon to stir this in, which I don't really know why, but I guess I'll follow this direction just because I have kind of a wooden spoon. It has holes, but whatever. Maybe like syrup doesn't stick to wood as bad. Oh, it definitely does. I don't know. I'm guessing that since the maple syrup that I use is much like lighter, it's not working as well. So I'm gonna be a risk taker here and like literally just spritz some more in there. Oops. Okay, these ones smell really good. And it did make like a dough, so I don't know, maybe the different flour and maple syrup isn't that necessary. Again, it's probably like kind of hard to go wrong with like fake cookies. Not fake, but like cheating cookies, simple cookies. Don't worry, Mom. Gonna wash my hands. Okay, I just checked on the first day cookies, and it's not like a regular cookie when you put like the ball of dough in and it like flattens and like rises on its own. It's been in there for like 8 minutes and they were still in that ball. So I literally just took my spoon and like flattened them down to be like cookie shape, but I don't know how to like tell when they're actually done. I feel like they might fall apart, so I don't know. Also washing my spoon, Mom. Okay, I took the first ones out of the oven. They look and smell like cookies. However, they're pretty flimsy and soft. But when I look at her picture, again, I'll show you this. If you can kind of see, they kind of look the same. She just kind of made those like fork marks. But I don't know, maybe if I let them sit, they're gonna harden a little bit. I mean, they're definitely like brown and crispy, and I left them in for 13 minutes when you're supposed to leave them in for 9 to 12. Rebel. Oh shoot, I already broke one, see? Trying to flip it over. The bottom's brown, but the top is not. Tastes really good though. Definitely tastes like breakfast. I'm gonna mark this like half fail because it can be like a breakfast, like soft, chewy bar rather than a cookie. And they're still really tasty, but it definitely wasn't a success. Well, we can finally put recipe number 2 in the oven. I resprayed the same pan, and I'm literally just gonna form, not balls this time, I'm gonna do like a more of a cookie shape, I guess. This dough is a lot drier. Maybe I should have added more water. I don't know. Okay, these ones smell amazing because syrup just smells amazing. And they're so sticky from the syrup, like my hands were covered when I was trying to form the dough. Also, the recipe says that this makes 16 cookies and I made 8, so either I did something weird with the recipe and I didn't have this one, or I just made big cookies, but they look normal to me. And I don't think they're gonna expand. I don't know. I probably messed up again, but hopefully they're still good. So I'm gonna stick this one in the oven now and move on to recipe number 3. Okay, so for the final recipe, the third 3-ingredient recipe, it's kind of like an Oreo, that's what they're calling them, but it looks just like a chocolate puffy cookie with filling to me. The cool thing about this one is that they come up with a lot of different fillings you can use. For example, they have a recipe using coconut milk and powdered sugar to make like a white cream, but I don't have powdered sugar, so they also say you can just use like peanut butter plus cocoa powder, or peanut butter on its own, or a frozen banana to make it kind of like an ice cream sandwich, etc. Basically, I'm probably gonna use peanut butter because that's what I have. So for the cookie pieces, I need a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of brown rice flour. What do you guys think I'm using instead? Oat flour? Huh? Of course. Then I need 1/2 cup of cacao powder, but I have Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa Powder, which is 100% cacao, so doing things right for this one. We need a whole 1/2 cup of this, which makes me nervous. These might be like too bitter. I'm making the biggest mess. Powder everywhere. Promise I'll clean up, Lauren. And then again, I need dark maple syrup. Don't have dark maple syrup. 1/4 cup of this plus 1 tablespoon. I don't know why they're so specific like that. Like plus 1 tablespoon, what? Anyway, I just did 1/2 of 1 cup-ish. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not. I don't know. This one's weird because I think it feels like I need more flour, but I have so much cocoa powder. And then I guess I just mix that up. Again, my dough is still super dry, guessing because I have the wrong syrup, so I'm being risky again and just kind of dumping more in there. Oops. Okay, so I essentially had to like double the syrup in this to make it actually be like a dough. And I did try a little bit, and you can definitely tell it's dark chocolate, but the maple syrup does add enough sweetness where it's not like so overwhelmingly dark, kind of like the Reese's I previously made with coconut oil and cocoa powder. That was in a past video, and it was just like extremely dark, so I think this one's like kind of a step sweeter, but I need to go check on the second cookies now. Okay, second ones are done. They're more solid than the first, like they're not breaking as I pick them up, and they do look like the picture, so I'm gonna let these ones cool off for a little bit, and I'll try them after the third ones are done too. Okay, these last ones are literally so sticky, and you're supposed to put them on parchment paper. Obviously makes sense, but I don't have that, of course. So I try to like spray extra canola oil under it, but I have a really bad feeling that these are definitely gonna be stuck and gross. So please cross your fingers for me. So for the filling, I will probably try a couple with just peanut butter, but I wanna try to mix peanut butter with the maple syrup to try to make the maple flavor come out of the cookie and the peanut butter a little bit. I don't know, I love mixing weird shit and seeing if it tastes good. That's why. So I'm just putting both, I'm literally eyeballing it. I have no idea how much that is. Put them both into a coffee cup, and then I'm just gonna stir. Oh, I should use my peanut butter powder. Oh well. Okay, third and final cookies are done, and surprisingly, they're not sticking to the pan, so I'm pumped about that. As you can also tell, they're like black, so definitely really dark chocolate. Kind of nervous if they're gonna be sweet at all. But what I'm gonna do is take these with that mixture I just made with peanut butter and maple syrup, and then make those like little cookies, kind of like what theirs looks like on there. Like these may be good plain, but I feel like they'll just be better with something in the middle in case you're not like sweet enough on their own. And because I have some left, I think I want to top some of these like sugar cookies, like frost them with this, because why not? Yay, they're all done and look amazing actually. So as you know, the camera eats first, so I'm gonna go take a pic and then I'll be back and try one. Yay, okay, I took the picture. I'm actually so freaking proud of these, even though I haven't tasted them yet, so I guess I might be speaking too soon. I wanna start with a breakfast cookie. I think, yeah, here's the broken one from earlier. So I'm just gonna eat the rest of that one now that it's like cooled off. Yeah, I know it's not meant to be a breakfast cookie, but it's healthy enough to be a breakfast cookie, and it does remind me of breakfast, so like, I'm gonna call it a breakfast cookie. Okay, next, I'm gonna try one of the second recipe ones. Since I have a little bit of a corner without that like frosting, I'm gonna try a bit of that first. If you're gonna make that one, you definitely need to follow the real recipe. Probably because of the syrup, it's not very sweet. It's kind of just like a dry cookie, but with the frosting, it does make a difference. So I think I'm gonna frost all the white ones then. I might as well, because it makes it a lot better. And then last but not least is this ugly Oreo looking thing with the maple peanut butter filling. Kind of nervous to try this one. I'm really nervous it's gonna be like way too rich of a chocolate, but let's dive in. This is actually my favorite. It's so soft. Probably because it wasn't a lot of flour, so it's just like that cocoa powder mixed with the maple syrup made like a real gooey cookie. Wow. Wow. I think I'm in love with the texture more than the taste. But that would be so good with like the actual whipped inside. I need to buy powdered sugar and do that. Yum! I do have to admit I'm also very biased and think that when I make something and I'm impressed with myself that it's pretty good. I mean, I did admit the second one wasn't very good without the frosting. But hey, it was the first batch of all of these. I can only go up from here. So thanks for watching, everyone. I feel like I'm getting better, at least a little bit better every time I try to make some food. And if you enjoy these videos, let me know because I'll make more of them for you. And you'll motivate me to actually cook for myself and try new things. If you have any like super simple favorite recipes that you love, like I would love if you shared them with me. Like I would actually really appreciate it. So let me know. And of course, I'll link these 3 down below because I'm a really nice person and you can try and do better than I did if you want. But that's all I have. I need to go chug some water before I get a bellyache from eating all of that. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and you can subscribe below if you're not already. I love you all and I will see you next video. Bye guys.